Every Nigerian student will want to ask that question because you see, you spend half of your life going to school, and somehow when you come out of school, a lot of things around the environment question why you went to school.
Is going to school worth it? That's the question we are all asking these days. Between the struggle to pay fees, the pressure to make our parents proud, and the uncertainty of the job market, I'm on a real hustle. But before you decide to throw your books and jump straight into the streets, hold on a minute. Today on the Nigerian Student Podcast, we are talking to a successful quality control manager, Ms. Blessing, who's going to share her experience and help us answer this important question. So grab your headphones, get ready to be inspired, and ask yourself, could school be the key to unlocking my brighter future?
Your student's mind. That is going to school worth it?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. That question is a question that every Nigerian student will want to ask that question because you see, you spend more than half of your life going to school, and somehow when you come out of school, a lot of things around the environment question why you went to school. So it's a thing to actually ask, is it worth it? If I'm going to spend close to 30 years of my life going to school and I come out of school, I cannot really find why I even went to school. It's worth asking. So it's a good question, and it's a question that comes from an honest and sincere place of one trying to better their lives. But the question now is not, is it worth it? The question should be, why did I even start going to school? What was my big why for choosing to go to school? Because I think that's where the foundational error started from. Our parents just recruit us into, you must go to school, you must go to school. And then when we come up to the place of knowing where we are knowledgeable and we can speak for ourselves, have understanding about our own lives, we just flow with that trend, because if you not go to school, it's as if you are the only person that is left behind. So the why I go to school should be exceed more than, is school worth it? Because academics is like, how do I put it? Do you know stencil? When you are kids, they give you a stencil for you to trace ABC on. So what academics do or does for us is that it's like a stencil, it's like a framework, it's like a skeletal system for us to map out our lives. It is not as if it is the solution in itself, because knowledge without appropriate application is useless. So yes, so knowledge without appropriate application is useless. So the why we go to school should exceed more, is school worth it? Because school in itself is a skeletal system. The question that you are asking is just as if you are asking me, is your skeletal system worth it? Worth it? Is your skeletal system worth it to your body? So if your skeletal system is worth it to your body, then school is actually worth it. But school will be nothing if you don't make out something out of going to school. So the question of, is it worth it, is not the right question. The question is, why did I even choose to go to school? Why did I even begin that journey in the first place? And what can I make out of that journey? I think that should be the better question that students need to start asking themselves, and not, is it worth it? Because it is, honestly, it does worth it, because it is the framework. It is a skeletal system for us to map out our future. So even if you choose to finish your elementary part of your life and dive into business, you need some level of knowledge. You need some level of exposure. And that's what academics does for us. In itself, it does not really contribute to societal solutions, but it is what we make out of what we know that now brings the solutions that is now worth it.
Definitely. When you were saying, I just remember a quote from either Jeff Bezos or so that said, you must have a strong why. Your why to start anything, it's very, very important to the success of that thing. So I believe the question we should be asking is, why are we going to school? So from that why, you now determine what you need to get out of the schooling experience. Yeah, something like that. Thank you so much for that clarification. And I believe all Nigerian students, when they hear them now, it's not, is it worth going to school? It's now, why am I going to school? That will help you in placing your direction and putting down your points and where you need to focus on, where you don't need to focus. Now, as students, what are productive steps that we students can take during our academic journey to build a strong foundation for our future career opportunities?
We hope you are blessed by this podcast. Make sure you subscribe for more educational and inspirational interviews every week on YouTube and Spotify. You can also send us your questions and suggestions at the Nigerian Student Podcast at gmail.com. Thank you for joining us today, and always remember to motivate yourself. God bless you.